What is going on there, everybody? Here. That Cameo's noise? Yeah, this, whoa, that is not what I wanted to do. Get out of there. I don't want that. Yeah, this one here is the, it's a street custom, but it's an old school, that's right. Something that was added with this this mod Camaro on Steam Workshop. They got an old school supercharged, I guess, as far as let you put the old school engine in it. It's pretty well done, I guess, as far as if I do say so. What's the old school thing? We did put a little bit of performance stuff in there. We'll probably get some more performance parts onto it, because right now it gets what was the horsepower on this thing? 672, which isn't terrible. For an old school supercharged engine, but let's see if we can get some more out of it. Yeah. Yeah, it turned out pretty good, I guess, as far as for the old school. That's been one of our latest builds, I guess, as far as that we had there. Another one of which was... Oh, we did do the Lambos. We did get that at the Brew Crew, so he's good. Yeah, I think we're all caught up, I guess, as far as with the project builds. Let me check out the project garage here. So in this one, these are all our finished guys. Got our Daytona, Pontiac GTO. We did do, that's the Bandit, and then our '69 Mustang. Stock Nova. Yeah, okay. So just trying to remind myself, I guess, as far as of what we have worked on and what we still need to work on. So I guess where we're at today, maybe doing some barn finds or some junkyard finds, I guess, as far as and see if you can fix the car up. You can always use some more scrap points. We're at 3852. 3852 is where we're at. So we could probably upgrade this deal here, I guess, as far as you know what, that might be what we'll do today. So yeah, I think we'll work on this guy, I guess, as far as to get the horsepower beefed up on it. We got plenty of scrap points, that's for sure. I think we'll do that. So with that, I think what we'll do is we're gonna yeet this engine out. We're gonna yeet it out. You got it all working now? I hope so. That's all I can hope for. I'm assuming I do. I'm dropping the hammer. I've been trying that all over. It's like, there's my blow it up. Get the oil drained out of this. We can yank this engine out. And we're gonna see if we can beef this guy up a little bit. We got a lot of things that are tucked up underneath the underbody. That's kind of neat. We'll get this out. And then we'll drain the oil. Do. Okay, so gotta get out of this, and then we gotta drain the oil. There we go. Got some pretty clean oil in there yet. You know, something I haven't noticed is over time, whether or not the oil gets bad, I guess, as far as the longer you drive, you know, so like the more times you drive, let's say on the drag strip, does it actually wear that oil out? That I'm not 100% sure. I don't think that's the thing, but I know the tires don't wear out, that's for sure. We have definitely confirmed that the tires don't seem to wear out. Alright, let's get this out of here. Hello, we got all the Racer Batman. What's going on? Alright, so we need to get this, let's see, let's pull that out. Yeah, buddy. Let's work on this thing today. Yeah, so we did paint this a white chrome, so the fact that the underbody is just white, it doesn't do everything chrome, which is, I don't know, it's probably better, because otherwise that would be a lot of chrome. But you got the confetti there. Yeah, it's finally working. Sound should be coming through, as well as fireworks. Alright, so we did get all the ignition parts onto this deal. And I think, yep, So our inventory is cleared out with the exception of a couple small rubber bushings. That's not a big deal. What we need to do is get out of the internals of this thing and put the pistons and heads and all that good stuff on it. So let's go ahead and do that. Very, yeah, very appropriate occasion, I guess, as far as to be setting off the confetti from Racer Batman. And some of you may or may not remember, I guess, as far as mentioned that does have a birthday. It's a birthday today. So yeah, we got the confetti there, I guess, as far as to be able to celebrate. And probably another thing to mention, I guess, as far as the fact that it is the last day of September. It's also the last day, I guess, as far as for September. I guess as far as your last day, you can get a subscription on any Twitch channel. Of course, here as well. I guess as far as for a discount, 25% off. So just a fair mention. In case you were kind of itching at the idea, I guess, as far as whether or not you wanted to get a sub. Last day, I guess, as far as you get it at a discount. I think as of midnight, it might be Pacific Daylight Time. That'd be 3 o'clock in the morning. I forget how that actually works, just as far as the timing. But I think it's Pacific Daylight it's based on. Midnight time that way, I guess, as far as that's when that'll officially end. Yeah, so we did get the... Oh, I already did get performance heads on it. Okay, I don't think I got the performance... You know, we didn't get it to a 3-star. That's what it was. I'm remembering now. But we didn't get it to a 3-star. We got plenty of scrap points to do that, so I think we might do that. Oops, I gotta get the clips out first. See, none of that's to a 3-star. We're gonna get that all to a 3-star. Yeah, buddy. Okay, let's go over here and get that done now. So that's not the performance exhaust. I'm gonna skip that. We need to go to here. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna make sure I'm in the right tab. This is the performance part. So we want to do the cam.
Welcome to the party, pal.
There's Poker Trainer. How we doing there, Poker Trainer? Welcome in the party, pal. Hello there, Poker Trainer. How we doing there on this fine Monday? So let's get the pistons. I want to get all the internals taken care of first. Yep, get the pistons. Do some of those hard-earned scrap points as far as to get these all upgraded. Now, it's saying for each of these, they're getting up to... What was the final? Hold on. 1, 2, 4. Well, 1, 2, 3, 5. So, is that 1.5%? Is that what it was? On each piston, so... Okay. So, we're trying to shoot for, I guess, around 850 to 900 horse after we get these upgraded. So we're currently at 672 with the old school engine. We'll see what we end up with. We'll just see what we end up with. So we want to get... okay, that's all exterior. Just want to make sure I have all the internals. So I got the pistons, cam, and I guess we'll do the heads next. Where the heads at? There's the heads. Let's do the heads. You ain't late? Yeah. We are just getting started. You show up an hour later. Yeah, it's called fashionably late. Fashionably late. Yeah, that's what it is. That's the way that works. Okay, so we got the heads. We'll do the, let's do flywheel. That's more internal. We'll do... Yeah, we should have enough scrap points as far as to do this. Okay, sparkulators. I want to do those too if we have enough. Okay, let's get the bigger parts. Okay, so we don't have the clutch. Oh, yeah, there they are. We want to do those. Pressure plate. Yeah, we want to do that. That. Alright. Then I want... Okay, we get all the ignition parts. Yup. Yup. Rotor. Wires. Now you can use up those scrap points pretty quickly, yeah, you can see. Pretty darn quickly. Alright, so that's good so far. Just trying to get all the stuff that... Let me get... Let's see if I can get all the sparkulators. Get all the sparkulators. How much does that bring that up to? I mean, granted, we got to think in terms of multiplicity here. So we got to times it by 8 as far as all the percentages. Gets it up to a 0.15. A little more then. Okay, we want the supercharger. Intake, let's do this guy. Do this guy. Cool. Oh, I missed a sparkulator. Can't be missing any sparkulators. Give it more power. Yep, basically. I showed up precisely at the time I was meant to be here. You were just early. Is that what it is? Yeah, it's what's called fashionably late. Fashionably late is what I've come to dub that as. Nothing wrong with being fashionably late. Yeah, we are definitely trying to get some more power out of this thing. So we're at 672 horsepower currently. So by upgrading this here, this should get us boosted. Okay, there's the carburetors. We're down to 397. Let's do... Headers I can do later. Let's do these air breathers. Okay, that's working out pretty good so far. So we had about 3,852 scrap points. So just taking that into account, I guess, as far as how much it's taking, I guess, as far to get that. So transmission. I could probably do fuel filter. Alright. Transmission I might not have enough for. I think I'm going to leave it right there. So we'll have this this here to upgrade and the transmission. That's not too bad. Yeah, otherwise if I try to apply that, it's not going to be enough to get it fully upgraded to 3-star. So I'm going to leave the headers, these headers here, exhaust manifolds, and the transmission, I guess, as far as not a 3-star yet. We can always do that at a later time. Alright, cool deal. Let's get this all put back together. Now we should be done. Okay, let's eat that off. Good deal. Let's get it put back in. Whoops, I need my engine crane. We're at 99%. What did I miss here? So our belt's at 88. Oh, both our belts are not 100%. Okay. Might have to change that. Yeah, so both two of my belts, I guess, as far as they're not 100, so we're at 99. Okay. I'll have to remember that. Alright, let's move that to there. Okay, let's get her button up on the bottom end. Put the transmission back in. Not to a 3-star yet, but we will eventually. Yeah, that champagne color. Yeah, I think I kind of figured that might have been what you're talking. You never did get it figured out? I thought I gave you that, yeah, what the values were. Oh, you know what? I wanted to put the performance exhaust on this thing, yeah. Alright, let me go ahead and put the drive. I'm going to put the performance exhaust on this from front to back. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so let's do performance exhaust from here back, which is really just to the side. So it's not too bad. Alright, let's do this. So I need that, and we can go to the tune shop. Oh, wrong one. I'm gonna go to here. Yep, so I need 2 of these. Now we won't obviously have that to a 3-star yet, but that's fine, because we don't have any of the exhausts to a 3-star. So open up this, and our rear mufflers need 2 of those. Cool deal. Slap those puppies in. Uh-huh. Rear muffler. Where the other side? There it is. Cool. Another thing we did not get is the performance fuel pump. I don't think we did. Let me go ahead and pull this guy out. Oh, and that's not even to 100%. Alright. We're going to fix that right now. Yeah, see, these weren't even 100% either. Okay. Yeah, we'll fix that right now. So performance fuel pump. Yes, please. Get that put in. Boop. There we go. Cool. So we got fuel pump, transmission, and exhaust that we don't have to the 3-star on this yet. Alright, that should be pretty much good to go. Bring her down. I used it to the best color I have at the minute. So it's close, but it's not exactly. Man, I'm not really sure how that wouldn't be like exact, because take a look at this again real quick. Let me see here. So if, say for example, yeah, I got it right here still, that champagne color. So if we go into this, so yeah, these values here as far as the 53, 20, 85. So that doesn't get you the champagne color. And then it's just making sure that it is metallic. So 53, 20, 85 doesn't do it. Just kind of curious now. Oh. Okay, so I just misunderstood what you meant there. So you just never mentioned that you got it, what, I got you. So yeah, I was just trying to understand, I guess, as far as if you got it right or not. Okay, so there's another raffle. Alright, let's get some more motor. Poke Trainer, gifting the sub over to Racer Batman. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Yeah. We gotta get some confetti out for that. Get some confetti out for that. Thank you for gifting the sub over to Racer Batman there, Poke Trainer. Very nice. So yeah, taking advantage too, like I said, I guess as far as that last day, I guess as far as for subs being on sale for September. Let's get some motor honey back into this thing. With that being said, motor honey. Yeah, now you don't have to worry about ads too. Get that ad-free viewing experience plus some emotes to play around with. I think that's enough. Let's check the dipstick to make sure we do have enough in there. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Cool. Alright. See if we can get this outside. Get her started up. It's off the lift. Let's move this out to A. You having it land in that color. It's so nice as far as the champagne color. Then nice. All right, let's see. Let's make sure this thing starts up. Let's make sure she starts up. Oh yeah. Sounds vicious. Sounds vicious. All right, let's get this over to the dyno. Got to re-dyno it. So we had 672. Just to confirm here, 672 is where we're at now. We should be higher than that now. Let's get that over to the dyno and get this thing checked out. Now, all the tunings for carburetor should be good. Yep. All we did was just get him to a 3-star. All right. Cool deal. So got a 4-speed transmission in it. Go ahead and test this bad boy out. So 672 is where we're at currently. Let's see what we get now. I'm hoping for like 850 or better. That might be a little bit much to ask. Holy crap, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. So we did get it over 1,000 with all the performance 3-star upgrades. That was not what I was expecting, to get over 1,000. Holy crap. That's so we more, let me see, 672. I was gonna say we almost doubled it, but yeah, we're a little bit under doubling it, but that's pretty damn close. Holy mackerel. 10, what was it, 1021 we got on it now? I did not expect to get over 1,000 with all that, but that's a huge bonus, that's for sure. Huge bonus. All right, we gotta take this over to strip now and have some fun with it. Although we got it dynoed. Let's have some fun with this bad boy now. There. All right, let's try the quarter mile. Ooh, so we get to go up against a SS Street Custom. Got the modern engine in there, modern LS. We got a lot of tuning to ours. So vintage race we got on ours. All right, let's try this one out. See what we got here. That's what we came here for. Ooh, that's a good gamble. So you got it on the raffle there, and then good gamble. GG's. Whoa, what happened there? Missed a shift there. I skipped a shift there. I got a little bit, yeah, I missed some shifts there. Try that again. Yeah, we need a rematch on that one. I missed some gears. I skipped some gears. At least a gear. What in the heck is going on? Yeah, just a little bit. Might have to put, we have to do some tuning on the transmission on this one. A little too short, I guess, as far as on the first gear, maybe? What the heck? Alright, let me try one more time. One more time. Yeah, we might have to do some tweaking on the transmission. That's twice we got beat now. That's that we can't stand for that. Look at that guy just taking off, man. Yeah, I definitely got to tweak on this transmission. That dude is kicking our tail with that modern LS engine. Race to put your money on the line. Now I need to tune this transmission. That's for sure. Let's go back to the house here real quick and do that. We need to tune on this transmission. Try it that way. A little bit shorter gear, I guess, as far as on the deal. I don't think I should really need. Shouldn't need to re-dyno it. Let's see here. Might tell me I need to re-dyno. Nope. Alright, we're good. Quarter mile. Old school supercharged. So we're still 110. Now, we didn't re-dyno it, so I don't know if that's going to make a difference. Might behoove us to get as far as go ahead and re-dyno it. Even though it doesn't necessarily require it coming over to the strip. Oh, here we go. Ah, crap. Now I'm jumping the gun. But we did kind of change that first gear, I guess, as far as so it. That seems a little better. Uh-oh. Running out of gear there. So on the fourth gear, I guess, starting the quarter mile, we'll kind of run out of gear there a little bit. Might need to change the range on that one just a tad on the fourth gear. It's either that or we put a 5-speed in it. One of the two. We did beat him, though. So he was, that was a ZL1. Okay. I think the other one we went against was a SS Super Street Custom. Let's randomize. Let's see if we can get another Street Custom. Probably won't give me one now. It's afraid of me because I did the tweaks on the transmission. That's what it is. Now the Street. There he is. There he is. He's got a little bit more tuning on this one. Let's see if we can beat this guy though. Let's see here. Here we go. Yeah, we need a little bit more gear on the fourth. A little bit more gear on the fourth. So we need to either go a 5-speed or change the range of the fourth gear. We would have had him there if we would have ran out of gear there. Yep, so that one's still beating us as far as due to transmission issues. All right, let's go back. I'm thinking maybe I might just put a 5-speed on it. Yeah, we'll put the 5-speed. Let's do about 140 on this. Right about there. Cool, that'll work. That'll give us a little bit more range, I guess, as far as, because we're kind of losing some, I guess, as far as at least on the quarter mile. Fly, and I'm going to go ahead and dyno it just for the hell of it. So we got 1021. We were like at a 472 on the drag rating. In fact, let me check that here real quick. We're at a 497. Yeah, let me re-dyno it and see what we get now. Let's re-dyno it. I don't feel like you need that many gears on a quarter mile though. Unless you got them really, really short. Then I can understand that. Yep, so still 1021, we're still at a 497, okay. So it's confirmed. Still got the same horsepower as well as drag rating. Good deal. Now, I think it'd be pretty wild if you were to put some slicks on this deal instead of the vintage race. Might be something to consider. I hate to take away from the old school vibe of it, though, if I do that. Yeah, so as far as gears go, you know, unless you got them really short on a quarter mile, I don't feel like you need that many gears. That's just my own take on it. Now, if you're going like half mile and got them relatively short as well, that might cause reason, I guess, as far as having more gears. The longer the run is. Anyway, let's do quarter mile. Let's do some testing here. I need to do street custom. Where'd that street custom at? There he is. This one he has no tuning. Alright, let's try him out. I might find one that has a little bit more tuning to it just to kind of get a baseline for what we got here. That's the right one? Yep. Man, it looks so good. So good. Here goes nothing. Oh, dang it. Yeah, it's definitely a big difference on that changing the first gear, because I do tend to jump the gun now. this thing's got some giddy up now, that's for sure, out of the chute. That's why I need to practice. Oh yeah, plenty of range now for the quarter mile. That feels so good. Alright, so we want to find a supercharged, a street custom, I guess, as far as got a little bit more tuning to it. Let's see, we got one with some tuning. That's a ZL1. There we go. That's a good run there. Let's try that. If we can beat this guy, then we should have a good piece here. We're in the left lane this time. Life in the left lane. Whoops. Then we want, yeah. Life in the left lane. I like how we can burn a little bit of rubber just as far as out of the chute. Kind of burns a little bit of rubber there. You get the smoke action going. Yeah, so we can beat that guy too. I think we got a good piece here now. Yeah, I think we're gonna try and put this thing up on the line here with some monies. Let's do this. We haven't done this in a hot minute. So let's do the quarter mile. We're in Class A. Yes, please. Okay, we're doing pretty good on the bets so far. Here we go, going against the Street Custom. Merrill Street Custom. What is that, a dark green? Yeah, looks like it's got the dark green metallic on it. You need to get a license plate on this thing too, I just realized. Alright, don't red light, just don't red light. Uh-oh. Come on, baby. We got him, we got him. Kind of slept there a little bit out of the chute. Oh, he still got us, you piece of crap. You piece of crap. How the heck did he get us? Did you all see that? And we were definitely ahead of him. We were definitely ahead of him. That I call bullcrap on that. That's bullcrap. Alright, I guess we'll just can finish our... That was not cool. And we got beat by Betty Alvarez, whoever the hell that is. We gotta go street custom on this one. We're gonna go Mustang because we do have one of those. Go Team Ferrari. Yeah, screw you, street custom. Beat me like that. And then on this one, we'll go ZL1. Yeah. Screw you, Street Custom, for beating us. We gotta try and make up some of our losses here. Oh, we lost against the Street. Street Custom is on a roll, seems like. Okay, we'll go ZL1. And I'm still going Team Ferrari. Now I need some redemption, I guess, as far as off that. I feel like we got hosed on that. That run there. Okay, we're gonna go Team Ferrari. See how we did. And we lost. Son of a gun. Alright, so we did get a little bit of our money back. We're gonna go right back into this. Yep. We need some redemption. Alright, here we go. So we're going up against a Ferrari, I guess, as far as once we get there. Here we go. Ooh, has he got a chrome finish or is that silver? He's got silver on that. Yeah, he's got the silver finish on that. So we got a chrome and a silver card. That's pretty cool. Here we go. We'll see it. Got him. Right on. Good reaction time. Good everything. Good everything on that run. Okay, cool. Moving on. We lost. Oh my goodness, we're doing terrible on the bets. Terrible on the bets. Alright, so we got two Ferraris going up against each other. This one's got a little bit more tuning. Let's go with this guy. Just cuz. And then we're going up against a Porsche GT. I'll go Team Hellcat on that one. And let's go Team Viper on this one. Alright, we're going up against a Porsche Carrera GT. Alright, we won now with that bet. Alright, good deal. Let's go. Alright, what's the Porsche look like? It always got it red. Red Porsche GT. Alright, here we go. Don't red light. Just don't red light. I said don't red light! Piece of crap. Oh my goodness. I said don't red light. This thing's got a lot of giddy up, I guess, as far as on that, son of a gun, anyway. That sucks.
Toasty!
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, so if I want to red light it, I feel like I would have had a good run at it. That first gear that we changed on that, though, it definitely has a lot of giddy up on that car now. And that can definitely get you if you're not careful. Let's do... So we got 2 sedans. This one's got more tuning to it, so I'll go with that. Let's do that. We're not doing too good on the betting here today. We got one of them there. So we're gonna have to go Ferrari on this guy. Come on, Ferrari. Yes! Thank you. Alright. Feel better. Feel a little bit better. So we got we got ads. We're back from the ads. Just all the ads are complete. Welcome back, everybody. So yeah, we need to do another run. We're doing another run. We'll find out here in a second. Looks like a Mustang. It's like a Mustang. Yep, I'm going up against a GT Mustang, looks like. Short Pizza is back. Hell yeah. Short Pizza, how we doing there? Alright, let's see if we can beat this Mustang. Their old school Camaro. Oh my gosh. What is with the red lights? Come on now, I need more practice on the red lights. This thing's got so much giddy up on this thing now that I keep screwing up getting the red light. Alright, let's get it. What? Sooner or later here, we got to be able to get this. I need a lot of practice on the not getting the red light bit. Alright, we're going against another street custom. Here we go. Camaro Street Custom against our old school. Let's see what we can do. Just don't red light. It's pretty simple. Just don't red light. Don't red light. I can tell myself as much as I want. Come on, baby. Come on, tell me I got him. Thank you. Good grief. I was going to say, I hit all my marks. We got the good reaction time and everything. Beat him by a good 2/10 there. Nice. Alright, we got our first race down bat. So, oh man, we're not doing very good on the betting at all. We won one of those bets. Okay, so we're going against Porsche GT for our next race. Red light, I guess, as far as against this guy, I guess, as far as last time. So hopefully we don't do it this time. We're in the right lane. Hopefully that means we can get her done. Just don't red light. It's simple. Just don't red light. Uh-oh. Come on, baby. No! We're gonna get beat again, you piece of crap. This dang Porsche. Son of a gun. So this Porsche is beating us. This Porsche is beating us big time. That's the second time. And I didn't red light that time. Holy mackerel, that thing kicked the pants off us. So he's at a 515. So the other one that we red lighted on was a 515 as well. We got to practice against this guy. Porsche Carrera GT at a 515. Okay. Alright. That's confirmed, I guess, as far as we're just getting beat by that Porsche. Alright, we're going to root for the Porsche. Let's root for the Porsche. It seems to be on a roll. Let's go with this guy. We did at least make it to our second race, so that's not terrible. Alright, we're going to go... This Porsche's on a tear. Holy mackerel. And it won. Porsche Carrera GT. Right there. He's at a 538, so the one we were getting beat by was a 515. So yeah, we need to get some practice on this guy. Seems to be beating us badly. He's beating us badly. Let's get some practice. Here we go. Wow, so he's even beating us. Wow, that Porsche, that V10. Holy mac, we even got a good reaction time. Man, this Porsche is something. It was a little bit higher on the rating than we got beat by previously, but I figure if we can beat this at this high, then we should be good on the 515, right? At least that's the rule of thumb. So a shorter final gear? It's only against this car. That's the thing that bugs me. It's just that car. Let me do another. I'm gonna keep practicing. I think it's just in my shifting. I think it's just in the shifting. I gotta practice on the shifting, or in the left lane this time. It's all in the shifting sometimes. See, he beats me right out of that 60-foot mark. That 60-foot mark. So it doesn't even matter which lane. So the reaction time is great. But he seems to get me right at the 60 foot. Right at the 60 foot. See, what I don't like messing with, you know, as far as when it comes to the gears, is when it's only one car that we get beat by. That's kind of not a good idea as far as just mess with gears. I think it's just a matter of getting in practice on the shifting. Because if we mess it with just one car, then I can screw it up for any other car we go against. That's why I don't like messing with that. I've had that happen too many times. So I think we just need to practice on how we're shifting when we go against this car. I either need to short shift it or keep it in one gear longer or something of that nature instead. So if we were getting beat by with this car, I guess as far as by more than one car, yeah, I would totally just start messing around with gears. But when it's just one car, that to me doesn't justify, I guess, as far as playing around with the gears. Well, your time to get is what do you mean 30 miles an hour? Alright, here we go. Crap. See, I tried to jump the gun there. Trying to get a better, just anticipating as far as the green light. We got a really good first gear in this thing. See, he gets us right out of the chute. Come on, baby. Yeah, he's definitely getting us right out of the chute. So look at that, it was even better reaction time. Even better reaction time. So looking at that differential, it's just gonna be in the shifting. It's just the shifting. I gotta, you know, so when I go up against this car, I just gotta really pay attention to my shifting. All right, here we go. Keep him in that view. So we're still in the left lane. So he definitely gets us right out of the chute. You can see what a jump he gets as far as right out of the chute. That was a little bit slower reaction time, but yeah, you can definitely see how much he gets a jump right out of the chute. All right, one more time, and then we might try and mess around with final gear. I'm just worried that if we mess with gears, as far as to make them shorter against the other cars, that there's going to be other cars against as far as that'll. That's what I don't want to do. As far as go back and forth between, depending on which car, because we can't obviously change gears between different cars when we do it for money. Shoot. See, I'm trying to anticipate that green light now. Good thing we get some practice. There we go. Here we go. It is shifting. I don't care what you say. It is the shifting. There's plenty of other cars I can beat besides this one. So it's just coming down to, at least for me, it's just shifting. I feel like if I can just get a good jump on this guy, I guess, as far as out of the gate, kind of taking advantage of this really good first gear that I have, we can beat this guy. Practice, practice, practice. Yeah, he gets us a good jump. .2, yeah, I did kind of sleep there a little bit. Man, that car, I'm telling you, this is going to be like my nemesis as far as in comparison to like the pro car. 1.6 to get to 30, not good enough. So I don't know what you're looking at, I guess, as far as that to get to 30. 1.6, what are you looking at? That's what I'm confused. It doesn't show you speeds, it just show you time. Now, unless you're just looking at the speed as far as when I'm on the track, on the strip, I guess that's maybe a good one. See, again, it all comes down to when it's just one car. We've done this enough times. When you start screwing around, I guess, as far as the gears to try and beat one car, that kind of messes up for other cars up that you go against. So that's why I'm always a little bit hesitant, I guess, as far as to start messing with gears. That's... yeah, when it comes to one car, because we've seen this before when I've tried to beat the pro car and things like that. What I really want to take a look at is what gear do I have in our supercharged that has a 5-speed in it. I got to look at my let me see here. So we've got our Drag Nova. Yeah, we've got our Drag Nova. Let me move this one to the garage. I think this one's got a 5-speed. I don't know if it's got a 5 or 6. We'll get an idea on this guy. This one's a supercharged. Basically the same engine. This one we got 859 on it. No, 909, my bad. That's what it's rated at. So, yeah, what kind of gears do I have in this thing? Got to get this over to the dyno, that's what we need. Let's swap this out. As far as that, I want to get a good idea about this guy. This one doesn't have quite as much horsepower, but gearing should be good. Holy crap! Polka Trainer coming in with a 5-bomb. We got Aussie for beer. Yo! I don't know if that's gonna go through each one. Is that two? Wait. So we had a 5-bomb and holy crap! Holy crap! We definitely just got bombed by. Also, we got a gifted one, I guess, as far as the Robbins Man by Twitch. 2 gifted ones, I guess, as far as. Wait a minute. Yeah, so Twitch. So with the 5-bomb, I guess, as far as Twitch gifted 1 extra one there for us. Holy crap! So we got Aussie Bear, Crunchy Amigo, Duncar, Triple Cycle Gaming, and Pre-Mixed Woofy, I guess, as far as I'll get the subs, and also Robbins Man with that one by Twitch. Yeah, let's go. Damn, thank you for that, Polka Trainer. Yeah, so that's another really cool thing. Now, I don't know if that's only for September, that's relevant, I guess, as far as with the extra gifted sub by Twitch. So yeah, appreciate you, Polka Trainer, I guess, as far as for taking advantage of that that option there, I guess, as far as for September. Noise. Holy crap! Yeah, we need some confetti and the hype and all that stuff. I don't know if anybody that just got a gifted sub there is here, I guess, as far as, but much appreciated there once again there, Polka Trainer. Where's my confetti? There's my confetti. And we need to get some hype out there too, I guess, as far as all that. That was huge. We're gonna end up this month, I guess, as far as on a bang. Getting a 5 bomb. That's pretty cool. Good deal. Yeah, buddy. So, not only that, but those folks, I guess, as far as they got the get the subs there by Poker Trainer and Twitch, I guess, as far as they get to enjoy that ad-free viewing experience. Those will have some emotes to play with as a benefit. So what were we doing here? We're looking to see what kind of tuning we got on this transmission. This one does have a 5-speed in it. So this one's got a 341 in it. So we got a 335 in our other Camaro. So I want to take note of this one here. So we got 35, 55, 80. So 135 is our max. We got this one pretty well dialed in here. So we're going to go with 341. And then do this this gearing here on a 5-speed. Let's try that out. Swap that back out. I want to try that out. So I know this one here we got dialed in pretty good. Let's do... Yep, entrance A. Okay, we'll leave that one right there for now. We're going to go back to the dyno. Yeah, I feel like I need to keep this, keep the drag racing going on there, I guess, as far as all those, the sub bomb. Right, we got a hype train that's close by too, I guess, as far as due to that 5 bomb. We got the choo-choo train is trying to come in the station. All right, let's get this tuned on the transmission. Right, that. Let's try that out. Good deal. All right, let's go ahead and try this out at the strip. Now we're gonna try the Porsche Carrera again, GT. See what we got. That's our nemesis at the moment. Is that Porsche Carrera GT? Alrighty then. So, quarter mile. We want the Porsche Carrera GT with a little bit of tuning. There is Porsche Carrera GT with a little bit of tuning. Here we go. I didn't look to see what the drag rating was. 515 seemed to be the ones, but it seems to be any drag rating we tend to get beat by this guy. So, especially if it's got some tuning. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got now with this new gear in the transmission. Still beating us. Yeah, I see what you're probably looking at there, Jackdaw, I guess, as far as how long it takes us to get up to the 30. Pretty decent reaction time. So yeah, I gotta get what you mean there. So let's do it again. We need lots of practice against this guy. I feel like the shifting is actually still pretty good, even with that 341 gear. So we're in the right gear this time. Okay. Oh, looks like my car's getting dirty, so a lot of the chrome's gone away on it. Got a little bit muddled, I guess, as far as when I have to get this thing washed. So it's more like a flat silver or gray. Got a little bit dirty taking it on the strip here. All right, here we go. Wow. Holy crap. Yeah, that thing, yeah, I slept big time there. Big time. I think that was just a bad angle. I shouldn't have had it in that angle. Yeah. Still coming down to we need a lot of practice against this car. It's kind of crazy how dirty our car got, I guess, as far as the chrome is not so chromy. Alright, here we go. Still in the right lane. And that thing is just kicking our butt. So we did try to catch up to it, that's for sure. Still sleeping big time here. I need to fix that. That's yeah, I'm terrible at my reaction time with this. Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. Damn it. Get that back. Porsche Carrera, this one's got a little bit more. Yep, we'll go against that guy. 526 is. We're back in the left lane. Crap, see him. I find myself, it's that delicate balance between anticipating the green light and not getting the red light, that's for sure. That's why I had to get in practice. Come on, baby. We tended to run a little bit of gear there as far as at the end. Pretty decent reaction time. We did almost get to him, though. So 5-0. Man, he's not beating us by much. Not by much. Damn. Damn. Alright, leave it on that. Yeah, I did notice as far as we tend to lose a little bit of gearing as far as on the 5th gear. We ran out of gear, let's put it that way. Life in the left lane. Come on, baby. Man, we were so close. So close. 10.890 to a 10.805. See, it's not by much. I feel like I need to tweak on that 4th and 5th gear a little bit. 4th and 5th gear just a little bit. Alright, let's do this. Let's go back to the garage. We'll deal with that 4th and 5th gear just a little bit. Go. Let's try that out. And then let's get this thing washed. Move that over to the car wash. We gotta get the shine back in the chrome. Let's get the shine back in the chrome. Yes. See, now she's all shiny again. She's looking good. Alright, let's get this back over to the track. Let's have some fun. All right. Porsche Carrera GT, I got something for you. You're not going to get the better of me. You know, so for the longest time there, it was that Pro car. Then it was the F-Type. Now it's this Porsche Carrera GT. There he is. We found him. Way back here. Alright, what we want, though, is... I don't know what kind of tires they usually had on it. We need some tuning. Let's get 515. Okay, that'll work too. Slicks. So we only have the one model for that one, just the V10. Okay. We get a little bit of tuning to it, so this is relatively the range I guess as far as we get beat by. So if we can't get him in the randomization, I guess as far as the other way, we'll get him this way. I think that Porsche is definitely afraid of us now. Welcome back to Jackdaw. So yeah, so I feel like we went in the right direction, because when we went back to the track after tuning the transmission, it wouldn't give us the option, I guess, as far as to go against the Carrera GT. So I think that's a good sign. See if we can beat him here, though. So we had to go the one-on-one and just select the opponent. That seemed appropriate. Yeah, we definitely got him that time. See? This is what I think is, it's always a good sign as far as, so depending on the changes that you make to the car, when you go to, see right now we're in the warm-ups, where you have to select the car, or you get to choose the selection as opposed to just randomizing it. We couldn't get it in the randomization, I guess, as far as any other deal there, so I think we definitely have something for this, this Porsche now. Now what I'm worried about, I'm gonna go back this way. Go back to... Nice. So Evan the Bandito came in with that. What do you mean, nope? Don't tell me nope. I know what I'm doing here. Don't tell me nope. What's going on here, Evan? So let me do this. And let's see if we can get the Porsche Carrera GT now. See, it won't even come up now. See, that Porsche won't even come up now. What the tuning that we did on the, oh, there it is. Take that back. All right, so it's not as much tuning though. Not as much tuning, so let's see if we can beat this guy. Let's see if we can beat this guy. We did get him in the randomization there, but definitely a much lower rating. I think that's a good sign, I guess, as far as for what direction we did this. Early day today. So you're already home? Or on the way home? Oh, you're already at home. Nice. Come on, baby. Oh, yeah, we got something for this Porsche now. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Same exact reaction time. You did have us at the 60 foot, and then 630 and the 330. And then we pulled away at the... Oh, wow. He was actually ahead of us all the way up to the 1,000 foot mark. That's crazy. That's a good race, though, against that car. That's what I call a good race right there. I like a little bit of competition. I just don't like to get beat. That's the only thing. Alright, now we got that dialed in. Let's see if we can do this for some money. Quarter mile, Class A. Ooh. Alright, good so far. Alright, here we go. See if we can beat this Mustang. Oh wait, no, that was a Ferrari? I thought it was a Mustang. I guess I read that wrong. Hold on a second. This is a Ferrari we're going up against. Okay, so I lied. My bad. So we're going up against the Ferrari F50. Okay, changes things a little bit. You just don't red light. Don't red light. Don't red light. I think we got him. One race in the books. Not a terrible reaction time. Not a terrible one. Alright, next. Okay, so we're good. We're good. Oh, last two of them we didn't get there. Okay, so we gotta beat this Mustang now.
We had car trouble.
Darn car trouble.
What kind of car trouble?
You're in the right place if you got car trouble. Darn radiator. Welcome in there, Aiden. Just in time, so we need to go against this new school, relatively new school Mustang. White. It's kind of a plain color. We did wash the car, I guess, as far as getting it more chromy. Hopefully it makes us go faster down the track, too. Alright, here we go. Don't red light. Plain and simple, just don't red light. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I think he got us by a nose. He got us by a nose. Yeah, I slept big time there. Holy crap, that was totally my fault. That reaction time was horrible. Horrible. Yeah, I think we would have had something if I wouldn't have slept big time there. Holy crap, yeah, that was totally my fault as far as for sleeping so long. We got a little bit of money, I guess, as far as based on our bank. Alright, we're gonna do this again. We're having too much fun with this. So we got ZL1 versus the Street Custom. We're gonna go Street Custom, even though I don't care for the Street Custom. Alright, here we go. See how we get under it. So we lost. Oh my god, we're doing horrible on the betting so far. Horrible on the betting. 2 seconds to 30. See, I don't know how you're gauging that, but I kind of get it. I don't know how you're even gauging that, to be honest. That's... So if you're only going by the speedo and what gear it's in, that's kind of hard to keep track of. Is when I'm trying to keep my eye on this track. I'm not looking at that. I'll look at the tack to see if I'm red lighting, and that's about it. Now everybody's got a different approach, I guess, as far as for how they drag, and that's just to give you a clue, I guess, as far as I'm only looking at the tack to see if I'm red lighting. I don't look at the miles per hour. You know, so I'm seeing if I'm red lighting within a particular gear, and that's all I'm looking at. That's all I'm paying attention to. Okay, here we go. Just don't red light. Beat the sedan. That's all again. That's all I cared about. As long as we beat the sedan, that's all I care about. All right, so that's our first race. You only just want to win? Oh, absolutely. I'm the same way. After the race, look at the miles an hour per second. See, I don't even look at that though. So, oh, you're talking about right here. This is what you're talking about here. See, I never look at that. I'm just looking at where I'm shifting. See, to me, I look at this as far as how long it took me, I guess, as far as to get into that gear. So that's kind of like goes along with reaction time. So I'm just not shifting, I guess, as far as quick enough. That's basically what it comes down to. That's the way I read that. So I need to shift quicker, I guess, as far as into that gear. So to me, that comes down to shifting. See, and the fact that I was slow on this one here, I still beat him. So that's kind of not really any, this doesn't help any, in my opinion. Because as we just witnessed, as far as I still beat this guy, even though 0 to 30 was slow. So I can't, to me, I don't think that's irrelevant. Now, if it would have came down, if that car beat me, and I can see that time is slow, yeah, that would make sense. I guess as far as why that would be legitimate. Here we go. Well, so far I'm not. See, that was just a poor reaction time. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. That was just a horrible reaction time right there. Horrible. Yeah. Now, if I look at this one, now this would justify getting beat by that one, so I had a slower reaction time. That made sense. That was a 1902 in comparison to that reaction time. That makes sense as to why I lost. Because the other race that I won against this car had a better reaction time, yet this was in a 1.7 in comparison to 1.3. So, yeah, I can understand, I guess, as far as how those coincide. If it's kind of like a scale. So like if one is off, so like in this case my reaction time was off in comparison to that 0 to 30, that would make sense to how that outcome, I guess, as far as, came to be. So if I had a better reaction time on that one, like if I had better than that, even though it was a 1.9 or whatever on that 0 to 30, I probably still would have beat him. I think that's what we saw against that car previously. I kind of always feel like I want to take that Drag Nova and see what we can do with that one, because we got relatively the same type of engine. It's got a little bit less horsepower, but it's got the same transmission. So I'm kind of seeing what I can do with that one real quick. So let's go back to the garage. I'm gonna go back to the garage real quick. We're gonna go back to the Drag Nova, just to kind of get a feel for that one again. Because definitely our Camaro's got a little bit more horsepower than that Nova. But the same, relatively the same transmission. So I'm trying to understand where it is that I'm losing ground, I guess, as far as and I know it's already been pointed out the 0 to 30 is too slow. I'm looking past that right now. I think it really just comes down to my shifting, because I don't remember having too much problem on the Nova. So let's do this. I'm gonna move this over to, where do I want to move that? Let's move it on to the lift there for now. Okay, and then we're gonna take a look at this Nova. Because this Nova, even though it does have a little bit less horsepower, we're at 722, 909 foot-pounds of torque. So yeah, the Camaro has 1021, but it's still relatively the same engine, and the same transmission. So let's check this one out. Wait, does this got a? Hold on a minute. This thing need to be washed? Seems to have some fade, I guess, as far as to the color there. Just happened to notice that. Anyway, let's take this over to the drag strip and have some fun with this guy. This one's got almost the same type of exhaust on it too. It's got the side exhaust. Now, granted, it doesn't have the side pipes, I guess, as far as going only along the side, but almost the same type of car, being old school. Let's go take this over to drag strip. Let's try our drag Nova here. Let me try against... I guess we want to do the Audi. Does it give us an Audi? Let me see if he does give us that Audi. Probably won't give us the Audi. I got an idea. Let's do it this way. So we'll go warm up, quarter mile, and we want to select the opponent. We want to do Audi R8. We're at 645. Right about there. Alright. Same rating. Let's see what this this does to us. Now this we got a 26 to a 42. See how that works. This should give us a pretty good baseline, I guess, as far as for this car. Now, granted, again, this car doesn't have as nearly as much horsepower as our old school Camaro, but see here, it doesn't look like it needs a bath. It's kind of weird. Just on the top of the car, I guess. Kind of weird. Looks really good. This thing is so good. All right, let's see if we can beat this guy. Doing a little bit of practice. Oh, this one shifts so much better. This one definitely shifts a lot smoother. So let's take a look at the numbers here, just since we're on that that topic. 1.307. Oh wow, we were like almost identical on the 0 to 30. So I need to get it in within this range. Now, what I'm trying to put into comparison here now is lesser horsepower, right? But we got the same gearing as we do on the old school Camaro. So I guess the question becomes, how do we get this down to this range? That's the question. So I need to look a little bit closer on what we did with the gearing on this one. Let's see if we can get the same result, I guess, as far as for the old school Camaro. Alright, so let's go check that out. Thank you. Alright, let's go, let me double check to see what I got on this one. 35.55. So I think I got it at 50, I guess, as far as for the old school Camaro. So 232. The 80 I know was right. 105 and then 135. 341 gear. Final ratio. 35.55. 80, 105. Okay. Alright, let's swap it out with the old school Camaro. Yep, let's put this back on A. And let's get this one off the lift. We'll check this one out on the dyno. See if we can get these two dialed in. Let's do dyno. Alright, let's see what I got this one at now. So 232, yeah, I definitely, yeah, it is right. This was at 232. Interesting, so we get, even though I do have it at 55, 80, 125. So we did add, so our final gear was 135 on that, that's weird. So maybe I got too much here, too much space in there. So 35 divided by 80. So I remember the fifth gear was 135. We put this at 135. This one was at 112, was it? Something like that. So yeah, I did have this one. So the only difference that I noticed here, this was at a 232 on the Nova, even though I do have it at 55. That's interesting. So to get it to 232, that would have to be at 57. Interesting. So I'm assuming that has a lot to do with the amount of horsepower that we have on this engine in comparison. So the fact that we got at 232 on the Nova, but this is at 55, that might be the little bit of a difference, I guess, as far as to why we don't get the same. So it makes me tend to wonder if I do have to adjust this final ratio because of the additional horsepower that we have in comparison to the Nova. All right, we're gonna try this, see what that does. All right, let's get some more testing in. So we'll do this quarter mile. Ooh, see, we're getting the Porsche again. We're getting back to the Porsche. The Porsche wants another piece of us again right off the bat. I don't know if we went the wrong way. That might be not a good sign. We'll see. So he's at a 494 rating. Let's try him out. So the fact that that came up immediately, I guess, as far as going into this one-on-one. 89 BMW E30. Yeah, I don't know all my BMWs. So I know the Pro car for sure. But yeah, I'm not familiar with all the BMWs. I know there's like the M series and stuff like that. But that's about it. Okay, so we're going against this guy right off the bat. So that was our first option, I guess, as far as coming into the strip here on the one-on-one. Let's see what we got. Oh, shit. Anticipating that green light too early. That's why I need the practice. Okay, let's see what that was. So I slept big time there. Big time. So I was just trying to make up, I guess, as far as too much, I guess, as far as for getting a red light. So we're still in the 1.7. I'm just wondering at this point, what do I need to set the gearing on with the horsepower? So maybe I shouldn't compare it to the Nova. I need to compare it to a similar motor and transmission setup. So we're still in the 1.7, so 0 to 30. And that's what's going to beat us here. So I'm still taking that into consideration here, I guess, as far as to what we need to get this down to a 1.3 range like that. Because they're definitely beating us in that range. Now, the 60 to 100 is really good. It's just getting that balanced out is all. So, we got some more work to do yet. All right, let's do this. What do we need to set that at so we can get a better 0 to 30? That. I'm going to try that. That looks good to me. So now we're getting into the really short gears to where you're going to get a lot of... you're going to get a lot more rotation out of that, I guess, as far as per second. So the higher you go on this one here, it's the shorter the gear. So when you go lower, I mean, it's taller, so it takes it longer to get through the gear. If that makes sense. So that seems to be a little bit more realistic. So on a short track, for example, that would be a really good gear to get to, like oval track.
A few moments later.
4, trust me. I want to trust you, but it's I feel realistically, I'm still trying to, I'm in that realistic mode. You know, as far as like, what would it be realistically? I know this game might have a little bit of fudge factor, I guess, as far as what you really need to set it to. But I feel 375 to 385 would probably be, realistically, would be what you'd want to do. So I'm trying to get out of the realm of realistic and into the virtual, let's put it that way. So I just needed to humor myself, I guess, as far as if this doesn't work, then obviously we might have to over-exaggerate it and put it to 4. But I just feel, in the realistic sense, 4 is just way too short. Way too short. So that's where my mindset, I guess, is right now. That's where my...
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
Well, I might have. And we're going to find out once we take it to the car. Take it to the track anyway. Because I know we've proven before, I guess, as far as that sometimes you have to think way outside the box when it comes to this game. But I'm still in the realm of realistic. And a 4 on the final drive, I guess, as far as would just be, in my head, realistically, is too high. Ooh, so we get to go against another street custom here. Nice. Right, let's try this guy out. It's a SS Street Custom. Camaro versus old school Camaro. Let's see what we got for this guy. So, like I was saying too, it's like I always take into consideration what options that we get for going in this 1-to-1, and yeah, we're gonna be ripping it down the track in a second, but what options we get, I guess, as far as when we who we're pinned against, I guess, as far as going in the 1-to-1, gives us a really good idea of what direction we're either going in, the bad direction, the wrong direction, or a good direction. Because when we get better options, I guess, as far as in these 1-to-1s, that means we might be going the right direction when we get better options for who we go against in this mode. So I think we might be going in the right direction so far. Here we go. Alright, let's see what we got from our 0 to 30. That's going to be the critical one. Really good reaction time. I like that. Wish I could get that every time. I need to be more consistent on that. So we got... Oh shoot, I must have skipped over it. Yeah, I can't go back now. Let me do that one more time. Yeah, so I skipped over it, I guess. Ooh, so we're in the right lane. Okay. Yeah, we were done ripping it down the track. We're ripping it down the track today. Hey, I missed it. It was 1.6, so we're going in the right direction, I guess. Let me try one more again. Yeah, I totally skipped over it. I didn't mean to. Crap. See, I keep trying to anticipate that green light. Son of a gun. I definitely need to practice on that. So I need to find that middle ground between going too late and getting the red light. I mean, that's just the nature of drag racing. Alright. Alright, let's make sure we don't skip over that. So we're at... Okay, we need this one here. There we go. So we're at 1.614. That's better. So we're out of the 1.7s. That's definitely better. So it might be true what you said there. So if I do put it at a 4... So we adjusted it from a 341 to a 375. Now we're in the 1.7s instead of, you know, next to 1.7, 1.9. So that's definitely going in the right direction. Okay. So I'm getting a feel, I guess, as far as for what's going here. I just still feel also putting it at a 4, when you do that realistically, that's not what you want to do. So this 375 to 385 would probably be the... That would be the money gear, I guess, as far as with... There's a 4 gear would just be just a bit too short. You're going to get a lot of wheel spin. Stuff like that, especially with that much horsepower. That's been in my realistic experience. Alright, let's go back to the garage. That's not what you'd want to set. You know, that much horsepower with that kind of gear, that would just blow right up. As far as... Because it's just way too much wheel spin for that amount of horsepower. So in order to tame that, you want a little bit lesser gear, a little less taller, you know, shorter gear. So I don't know how to explain this, I guess, as far as like when you got a lot of horsepower, you got a lot of revolutions coming out of the motor, you got to tame that. And one way to tame that is the gear, the final gear. So when you've got a much shorter gear, all you're gonna get is a lot of wheel spin. That's the best way I can describe it. So in reality, that's how that works as far as the physics. This game does not obviously harness that, I guess, as far as much as it does in reality. So if it would require me to put first gear at 55, I feel like that's just way too high. And again, I'm going back to the way I did the Nova, which has much shorter gear, or taller gear, I should say, on the final drive, and I got this set up almost the same way as the Nova. So yeah, it's kind of blowing my mind, I guess, as far as just like it did before, with the way the game mechanics of this work are not realistic at all. Not realistic at all. So we have to kind of think how this game works in comparison. That's I know I keep sounding like a broken record, but I'm trying to get my brain to understand, I guess, as far as what's happening here. That's about all. Boss said... Wait, what? Made it to the receiver early and now at shipper. Boss said... Are there any tires left on it? Oh, so you got there pretty quick is what you're trying to say, right? I think that's what you meant there, Hobbit. So you got there lickety-split. That's gonna, are they making you wait, like as far as like they usually do when you get there early? I feel like that's the only disadvantage when you get there early. Alright, we're gonna put this thing in a 4. First suggested by, and you know what we've seen on the track is as far as we kind of seen that, what it's going. So we're going in the right direction so far. I do want to put this at, keep it at 35. I want this at 55. I'm still going to go this range. So this we're going to have it at 80. I still want these ranges here though, just like the Nova. And if no, for no other reason, just to humor myself at how this final drive is going to work. If it doesn't work and we're still slow on that 0 to 30, then yeah, I'll adjust these accordingly. But so we want to go. Let's do 110 on this one, and then 135. We'll do 140 on this guy. Let's try that. That's a 30-mile differential. All right, here we go. Let's try that guy out. All right, so we got it at a 4 on the final. And granted, that's not maxed out either, so it's not incredibly terrible. Okay, so let's do this. Alright, here goes nothing. Let's see if we can get this down to like the 1.3, 1.4 range on the 0 to 30. That's what we're looking for. Not at that receiver, so that receiver doesn't make you wait. That's good. So as long as that doesn't make you wait. So you said if you're now at the shipper, so do you have to wait? This unloading you right now. There is that what it is, Hobbit? I'm trying to remember the difference between receiver and the shipper. So the shipper is where you load, right? Shipper's where you load. Receiver's where you unload, right? Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong on that. I might have that backwards. I'm not a trucker myself. I do play one here on Tuesdays, I guess as far as in the virtual sense, but I've never claimed I guess as far as to be a real trucker. It's FedEx going to dock. So I have that right. So yeah, receiving would mean you're loading. No, shipping is loading. Receiver is where you're unloading. So it's, don't get it mixed up I guess as far as with football. So like football, when you're a receiver, obviously you're catching the ball, right? So that means you're loading. So that's kind of backwards. That's the other way around, right? So if you're a receiver in the football, yeah. So I'm making sense of this in my head. Receiver and football, I guess, as far as means you're getting the ball, so you're getting loaded. Whereas the shipper side of it would be if you pass it. So that'd be the quarterback, because they're unloading, right? So it's just the other way around, I guess, as far as when it comes to trucking. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Cool. All right, let's do some one-on-one here. So we're going against a Z01 with some slicks on it. Let's try this out. So really doesn't matter at this point as far as what car we're going up against for right now. We're just trying to get our 0 to 30 gets as far as a little bit more balanced here. Yeah, so it is the season, I guess, as far as for a lot of football to be playing both college as well as professional. I don't tend to watch a whole heck of a lot of football as much as everybody else does. Maybe that makes me weird, I don't know. But you hear a lot about it. That's a lot of what people talk about. Who's calling the cops on us? We're at the drag strip here, dude. So we're fine. It's not like we're drag racing on the road. We're good. I slept there big time. I slept up the line there pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I slept there big time. 302.3. Yeah, that's bad. That's what I definitely... We all saw it. We all saw it. All right, so we are at Wait, how did we go backwards? We went backwards. This is not good. Hey, we won. What are you talking about? So where we did lose gets as far as a little bit of ground on our 0 to 30. We went the wrong way. So we were at a 1.6, now we're at 1.8. So it may come true, I guess, as far as what Jack Daw was mentioning, where we would probably have to put first gear at 55 and go from there. See if we can get this smoothed out a little bit better. We need to get this into this range. 1.3, 1.4. Yeah. Now, the other thing I'm taking into consideration with this is the fact that my reaction time was horrible. That's the other thing. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's go back to the house and see if we can do what Jack Daw was mentioning. So, I'm just humoring myself at this point. I'm not trying to take entirely, I guess, as far as everybody else's experience, because everybody else's experience is different. I do 100% agree with the fact that the way you shift, I guess, as far as is going to make a difference too, in comparison to the gears that you set. Regardless of what anybody says. It's all about reaction time and physical shifts, you know, as far as like how you shift. If you shift late as opposed to early, obviously that's going to make a difference for how you get to the other end of the track. That much here, this game does definitely still have that mechanic, you know, as far as like how quick you are, I guess, as far as with the shifts, you know, how balanced you are in comparison to reaction time and that. So Hobbit just trying to get my attention. Hello. Think of it like quarterback is the shipper. Yeah, that's what I did. And the loaded truck football. Yeah, that's exactly the way I was putting it. Yeah. So I said that right. I said the quarterback is a shipper, so he's unloading. But that's backwards than it is to trucking. Because in trucking, the shipper, you're unloading, right? Or you're loading, I'm sorry, in comparison to the quarterback. So with the shipper, when it comes to trucking, you're loading and then unloading at the receiver. So it's kind of backwards in that sense. Yeah, I got it right. So what we're going to do, like I said, as far as what Jack Daw was suggesting, as far as we put first gear at 55, we got to bring this down. I still feel like that's a little bit high. I may want to go something like 45, but maybe even 50, just to kind of. I'm gonna humor this a little bit. We'll do 50 there. I'm gonna do 75 on this. Yeah, 75 on this one. So yeah, about a 25 differential there, and then we'll do 105 on this one. Alright. And then do 130 on this one. Hard to get that dialed in sometimes. And then we'll do 165 on this guy. Come on. Hard to get that dialed in. Yeah, that should be good right there. Let's try that out. 50, 75, 105. Yeah, with that 4 final gear, let's try that out. Looks pretty good to me. Let's give it some more testing. The shipper is loading. Right, isn't that what I said? Yeah, isn't that what I said? Was shipping is loading. And when it comes to trucking. And the receiver is unloading. Isn't that not what I said? Maybe that isn't what I said. I don't know. You're getting me all confused now there, Hobbit. I know what I meant in my head, I guess, as far as, so if I said it wrong, from what I meant in my head, I guess, as far as then, alright, let's go to the drag strip. Get some more testing in here. We're trying to get this 0 to 30, I guess, as far as, under. Kind of tamed here a little bit. Alrighty then, so we'll go 1 to 1, quarter. Ooh, get to go against the audio right away. So it is an S-line slicks with a little bit of tuning. Alright, we'll do it. Let's do it. It's kind of interesting when we come in here, what the first car is, I guess, as far as we get picked with. To me, I feel like it gives, like I said, what direction we went in a bad direction as compared to a good direction. The first car that we get picked with, I guess, as far as on the track, kind of gives some indication to that, I feel. You said it right, just at the same time as yeah, I gotcha. Alright. I just felt there for a second there you were trying to confuse me. Alright, here we go. Alright, what do we got now? So, not a terrible reaction time. Not the greatest, though, either. So we ended up with a 1.802. So we're still in the 1/8. Weird. So in comparison to this right there. That right there. Okay, so we got a 4.0 gear. We put the first gear at 50. Second gear. I don't remember what I put now. 75. Yeah, it was a 25 differential. So I'm just getting a feel, I guess, as far as for where we need to be at, I guess, as far as with the gearing. With this 4.0 gear. I'm still trying to wrap my brain, I guess, as far as having a forward final gear anyway. We did beat him. That 0 to 30 is still low. Let me try this guy. That 0 to 30 is still way, way, way high. Can't seem to get that down. Way, way high. Yeah, so that first 330 feet, yeah, they're definitely beating us. We were almost dead even at the 1/8 mile. Alright, let's see what that was at. So that's 1/9. So that's even slower. See, and again, it comes down for me, that has to do with reaction time. Reaction time, which was slow. So I do feel a lot of this has to do with reaction time. So it's not really 100% based on gear, as far as what the gear's at. It has to do with reaction time. And that goes back to my original deal, I guess, as far as with how you shift. So the fact that to get from 0 to 30, because of the way I shifted, was slower. And that reaction time, I guess, as far as I just got there, kind of includes that. So I'm back to that again, I guess, as far as where, just coming down to my shifting. It's just, you know, the way I'm shifting. Because I went from 1.8 to a 1.9 with a much worse reaction time. So to me, that's what that 0 to 30 does translate. It translates your reaction time and how long did it take you to shift to that. So to me, it really has nothing to do with what gears we put at it. It's down to how long did it take you to shift to get into that 0 to 30 range. That's operator, I guess, as far as Alright, so let's see where we're at here. So I got it at 50, okay. Possibly put a bigger differential between first and second. I'll put this at 80. We'll put this one at 110. 30, yeah, that'd be 110. And it's hard to get that to where I want it. 110. This will be 140 on this one. And then 30 would be 170 on that one. Ah, fine, that'll work. That's pretty close. So we got about a 30-mile differential between all the gears. That's been a nice baseline, I guess, as far as for a lot of the cars that we have. In between a 25 and a 30-mile differential between each gear. Nice and smooth. At least it has proven that, I guess, as far as before. But I've never necessarily put this high of a final drive on any of my cars. This is the highest final gear that I've ever put on any of the cars. So that's still playing with my brain in a bad way. Alright, let's go ahead. Quarter mile. Ooh, get to go against the Hellcat. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. The fact that we're going against old school. Old school against old school, basically. So that means we scared off all the newer cars? Maybe? Very well could be. Oh, wow. Kind of burned a little bit of rubber there, so not a terrible reaction time. 1768, that's definitely better. It's not a 1.1 like this guy was, but I also feel like it does have a little bit to do still, I guess, as far as with that reaction time. He had a much better reaction time than I did. So yeah, that does definitely make sense to me, I guess, as far as why mine was this and his was that. So again, it's, to me, that's coming down to how you shift. That's all that is. Reaction time is going to be key. Alright, so let's try another car. So we can go against a street custom. So far, I think we got a pretty good car here so far. Even though we don't have the 0 to 30, I guess, as far as necessarily dialed 100% in comparison to some of the other cars. Well, that's a nice color on that car. It's got a metallic ruby red on it. Nice. See if we can beat him, though. Cool deal. Horrible reaction time in comparison to the other guy. Even though we did beat him. 1.7, so I think we're a little bit better than we were, quite honestly, even though we're not in this same range here. But I do feel a lot, again, it has a lot to do with this reaction time. If I had this the same here, we would definitely probably be closer to that. I mean, granted, we wouldn't be dead on, but we would be like more to the 1.5, 1.6, which to me is okay. So the Audi, let's try the Audi. See what we can do with the Audi. Alright, let's go in this range. I still need to put a plate on this thing. Not bad. That was much better reaction time. So we had 1/1000th of a second better, I guess, as far as in that, dude. This, if I could do this more consistently, I feel like I'd win every time against every car if I could do that more consistently. So we're 1.7. I feel like we got a really good balance on this thing here now, though. I really do. Even though the 0 to 30s seems slow. Let's try the Viper. I don't think we've tried a Viper yet. So yeah, we might be a little bit slow, I guess, as far as, like, say, to the 0 to 60, within the, from 0 to 330, but once we get past the 330, we're usually pretty good to go. That's what I'm getting out of this car. Oh, did our car get dirty again? Yep. So the chrome kind of got dirty. Going to go against a white Viper. Right, here we go. It's like we're smoking this Viper. Definitely smoked the Viper. Hell yeah. Pretty good reaction time there too. Yeah, if I could do this every time, I would not have a problem. Yeah, see, we're 1.6 there with a better reaction time. Yeah, I feel like this is pretty good. I like this. It's feeling good. Let's try the... Now, I got a feeling with this being an all-wheel drive, it might beat us. It very well might beat us. Let's give it a shot, though. These, they definitely get a good jump out of the gate. That's for sure. But what it comes down to is good reaction time and then being able to get it from like the 1/8 mile beyond. That's what it comes down to going against these cars. Doesn't matter what you have. Okay, here we go. See, they get a good jump out of the gate every time. That you shouldn't never worry about. Yeah, we got a really good piece here. We got it dialed in pretty good, I think. 0.99 on the that's a good reaction time. It's not horrible. 1.6. Now, in comparison to that, see, this here, I feel just a lot of it just comes down to that reaction time. You had a much better reaction time. Mine was slower. We still beat it though. That's this. At the end of the day, that's really what matters. So when you look at this number here, the only time it should really make any difference is if you're losing. Look at the reaction time. In my opinion, if you look at the reaction time, if that's slow in comparison to this number, I mean, yeah, that's a pretty big differential, but at the end of the day, we still beat it. So that's what really counts. If you ask me. Let's go against a Mustang. So I'm gonna try a couple more cars here, see if we can actually get them beat. I guess as far as in one-on-ones, and then we can try for money again. I want to be able to make it all the way to the end. I'm kind of on a mission there, I guess, as far as to make it all the way to the end in the championships. We're going against the MK5 Mustang. Here we go. See, the tires are getting a really good grip on that second gear. See, once the second gear, you can see it kind of burns out like that. We got not a very good reaction time in comparison, but so this one's probably going to be in the 1.8s. Not as bad as I thought, but yeah, it kind of makes sense to me how that this number here in the 0 to 30 is working. But I feel this is our magic number, I guess, as far as for that. Even though we might be a little bit slow in comparison to the opponent, we're really being able to take off, I guess, as far as beyond, you know, getting into the 0, 60, 60 to 100 and so on. We're smoking them, I guess, as far as in that range. And again, to me, that's the big difference. That's what counts. So let's go against the C4 Corvette. No problem there, Jack. We're having some fun with this now. This is the first time, honestly, like I said, as far as that I put that high of a final drive on any of the cars. But being able to dial that in, I guess, as far as to get a good run on the quarter mile. That's the thing. All right, here we go. See, right after that second gear, getting into the third, that's where we just take off. We're just gone. Once we get past second gear into third gear, this thing's gone. All right, one more car, and then we'll go into some money again. Not that car. Let's try the F40 or the F50 in this case. See if we can beat the Ferrari. Was that a GT? Did anybody catch that if it was a GT or not? Because if it was a GT, that would be, if we can beat the GT, oh yeah. I feel like I need to get this washed and get a plate on it. Then we'll come back and see what we can do. No, I was definitely early on that, yep. I totally jumped the gun there, way early. That's why I need to practice. I don't even really need 5th gear, but it's nice to know that I have it. Just to make sure I have enough gear, I guess, as far as beyond 4th gear. Nice. Yeah, I'm feeling good about this car. Yeah, so with the advice of Jackdaw, putting the 4 gear, I would have never even entertained that idea. But as far as to get the gearing that we've got here, yeah, we actually beat the 0 to 30 on this this car. That's at least one car that we've been able to confirm we're better on the 0 to 30. But I was gonna say I probably had a better reaction time, but I didn't. It's interesting. I didn't. So let's do that. Let's go back to the house. I'm gonna give this thing a bath and put a plate on this thing, and let's go. Gotta make it to the end. We haven't made it to the end yet. We haven't made it past the 2nd tier, 2nd bracket. I think now that we got it dialed in, like I said, with the help of the likes of Jackdaw, trying to get this car dialed in, kind of tame some of this horsepower that we have on this old school Camaro. Whoops, I went the wrong one. I want to go here, go to quarter mile, Class A, yes please. Alrighty, let's put our bets in. Place your bets. The betting so far. Alright, we gotta win our bracket. Gotta win our bracket. Alright, so just don't redline. Just don't redline. So now we got a clean car, we got it officially badged. Officially call it our own. Let's see what we can do. Just don't red light. Slept there a little bit. Come on, baby. I slept there a little bit. Yeah, it's like once we get to that 3rd gear, it's like we're just gone. Car's just gone, which is great. Yeah, I slept there big time. Holy crap, did I sleep big time. Wow, alright, good deal. So we're past the 1st bracket, so not good, not good. We're about 50-50, I guess, as far as on the betting. Alright, so who won this one? GT. Oh, didn't do very good on the betting. Alright, here we go. If we can get past the 2nd bracket here, I feel like we got a good shot. We got a good shot. Just don't red light. Just don't red light. Simple. Here we go. Uh-oh, come on, baby. Come on, baby. There we go. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're golden. We are golden. Yeah, I definitely slept there, too. Try not to red light. So I'm kind of padding it a little too much as far as to make absolutely sure I don't get a red light. Well, we made it past the 2nd bracket this time, so that's a good sign. Good sign. All right, so Ferrari, we'll have to go to... Oh, we're going again, and we're going up against the Ferrari. Ooh, okay, that'll be a good matchup. So in this race, we got the Street Custom. We'll go Street Custom on this one. All right, so we're going up against the Ferrari. Fingers crossed. We made it to the 3rd bracket, so that's we're doing a lot better than we did the previous races, so that's a good sign. Very good sign. Oops, go to this one here. So he's got a yellow Ferrari, okay. Let's see if we can beat it. See if we can beat it. Just don't red light. Man, we smoke them that bad? Holy crap. Wow, we smoked them really good. 2757 to 27. That's actually not too bad. So 10840. Holy crap. Holy crap. That dude must have missed a shift or something. He must have missed a shift big time. We beat him by 1.5 seconds? Thereabouts? My math is right. Holy crap, that's a big differential there. Anyway, we made it to the 3rd outside of the 3rd bracket. Oh, so our Street Custom lost. We get to go against the ZL1. This is interesting. I kind of figured for sure that Street Custom was going to win. All right, well, we're going against the ZL1 Camaro. Here goes nothing. Yeah, no kidding. I just want to. I'm happy to make it this far, to be honest. Yeah, getting dropped out, I guess, as far as after the 2nd bracket. Yeah, that was terrible. So we're definitely made some progress, I guess, as far as being able to make it this far. Ooh, he's got a nice competition orange on that ZL1. A little bit of old school versus the new school. Here we go. Just don't red light. Just don't red light. Got a good jump on us. Got a good jump on us. Come on, baby. Yeah, see, it's like once we get to that third gear, that's the money gear. It's that third gear and beyond. Look at how much we slept. Holy crap, that was huge sleep. Huge sleep. I think we got a really good car, even though my reaction time is terrible. We're able to pick up the slack, I guess, as far as what the gears that we got on this thing. I think at the end of the day, that's the good thing. Look at that, though. You know, so in comparison. But that also coincides, I guess, as far as with the terrible reaction time. Like, if I had a much better reaction time like this, I definitely probably would have been within this range. We're pretty close to it. There we go. So we made it on the quarter miles anyway. Sweet. We were able to make it through with this car. So I think we got this. This car's definitely dialed in pretty good for the quarter mile runs anyway. For sure. Yeah, so I think putting the plate on it and getting it washed and really calling it our own, I think it definitely making a difference there too. Never done it that high on final drive before, so that definitely is a huge thing for me, I guess, as far as in comparison to our old school Nova, say, for example. Yeah. Now on this one here, I'm just kind of curious. Did we get any 3-star parts on this? Nope, no 3-star parts on this one here, so it's just the, we do have the performance ignition and stuff like that on it, but not 3-star. Okay. I was just kind of curious what we had on this one. I still like this car a lot. This thing drives really nice, I guess, as far as for this type of car. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put this back into... Oh, wait a minute, what happened here? So we want to go this way. Yeah, move to parking. Cool. And yeah, I think with that being said, we're going to check out some barns. We do have 26 barns to be able to go check out. Let's go see what we got here. Ooh. I'm seeing the bandit right off the bat. We got a bandit right off the bat. And let's see, what kind of shape is she in? So it's missing some parts. As to be expected with the barn find. Usually these get picked over pretty good. So it's missing a radiator, fan. You know, your usual stuff. Your brake servo, battery, fuel pump. I'm thinking if they don't want... Maybe if they want about 20 grand for this, we could probably do a flip on this thing. What do they want for it? That's not bad. There's a little bit of money, I guess, as far as we made it at that price. That's not a bad price for that car. See if we can find the crate. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to pick up this bandit. We're buying this thing. We're going to fix this thing up there and sell it. That'll be a nice little flip. Yep, let's do that. 20,000, that's a really good buy. Yes, please. And put that at the garage. Okay. Now, we'll take our case and our car and head back to the house. Hell yeah. Alright, let's go check out our bandit that we got. Oh, here we definitely need to give it a wash. It needs a bath. So looking like an initial look here, I guess, as far as it looks like it's brown? Like a reddish brown in color? Let's give it a bath though. So we can fully determine, I guess, as far as what we're at here. Okay, so what color do we actually officially have? Might be something to... Oh, look at that color. That looks fancy. Really like the color on this one. That's a nice color. Alright, we just do the interior. You can't touch it while it's being washed. It's a really nice interior. Aw, yeah. These barn finds usually have a pretty good interior on it. So what kind of shape is the frame in? So the frame is 63%. Yeah, we'll definitely have to get that welded. Interior is 82%. That definitely shows. So right now, if we weren't to do anything with the car, we can make 3,500 bucks on it. Not even doing anything, just giving it a wash. That's our baseline here. So we're at 555, I guess, as far as in the bank account. Let's put this on lift A. Let's have some fun with this car. Let's go ahead and get the engine yanked out. Gonna drain what little oil it probably has in it. Should have looked to see if we could actually start it. Usually these barn finds, we haven't had any luck for them to start. They're just missing too many parts. Usually missing too many parts. Alright, let's do that on the A. Probably doesn't have very much oil in it, if any at all. So does it have the bottom end in there? It does have the bottom end. But yeah, I didn't have a whole heck of a lot of oil in it. Move that back. Alright, let's get this dismantled. It's like a lot of parts on here are repairable. As far as the subframe and all that stuff, that's a really good thing. Alright, let's get the transmission off. Now we do have everything cleared out with the exception of those deals there. So move this over to A. Let's get that engine out of there. Okay, move that back. Cool. I'm going to do some preliminary stuff, I guess, as far as on the front end before we get into working on the engine. Let's get that on the stand, though. Get that one broke down. Let's do some preliminaries on the front end of this deal. Alright, let's get these parts put back on. If you do enjoy the sleep. Okay, so the headlights, yeah, we're going to keep those. They're not in bad shape. Not in bad shape. So fenders, doors, mirrors. Yep, got those all fixed up. Glass is still in pretty good shape. Put the hood back on. Cool. Our trunk lid. Rear bumper. Everything is refurbishable, so that's nice. So I think we're missing this one here. Yep, we're missing that guy. So we'll go ahead and order up a new one of those. Let's go to the body shop, and that's going to be for this car. Make sure we get the right side. There we go. Cool deal. That's all fixed up. Put that door back on. That mirror. And that glass. Yeah, it's still in good shape. Not terrible. There we go. All nice and fixed up. Cool. Now what we'll do is let's take apart the front suspension. Let's get the tires off. I got this thing.
On the road again.
Hobbit's on the road again, so must got it all loaded back up. Safe travels there, Hobbit. Everything we need for the front end. So are you selling, yeah, this one we're selling it. And we're just gonna flip it. Because we already got our own Bandit, I guess, as far as in the garage. We got it nice and fixed up. But yeah, this one we're definitely just gonna flip it. Let somebody else get as far as enjoy the Bandit. Alright, so subframe. Let's do rubber bushing. Yeah, we'll get her fixed up nice, I guess, as far as get some good money off it. Whoa. Radiator got in my way. Okay, steering rack, that's good to go. That was refurbished. So we got a brand new sway bar. Alright. Put our knuckles on. Those are refurbished. Tie rods, those are brand new. Yeah, both those were orange, okay. Tie rods. Cool. Get our backing plate. That's refurbished. We got our wheel hub refurbished. Rotors, we remachine those. Pads, brand new ones of those. Calipers, refurbished. Along with the cylinder. We got our wheel bearing. It's brand new. Cap, brand new. So we had one that was yellow, but we'll go ahead and make it all nice and fresh. So lower control arm. Refurbished with some new bearings, new bushing I should say. New bushings and refurbished. Same with the upper. Should be all done mostly on the front end for now. Besides the tires. Besides the wheels and tires. Now let's go work on this engine a little bit. Let's have some fun on the engine. Alrighty then, so a lot of stuff here to scrap, that's for sure. Oh yeah, I gotta build those scrap points back up. Okay, so that's refurbishable. Very good, very nice. Oops. Pull that off. And that's completely repairable. Good deal. Let's go over to the bench here and get the stuff repaired. Should be the engine block. There we go. Good deal. Alright, let's get that back on the stand. Still gotta ask it some questions. Whoops, I did it the wrong way. My bad. Gotta go like this, part mount, and booyah. Sweet. Alright, let's get this put back together now. So we didn't have an alternator. Nope. So coil, we didn't have any of that. So put the can back in. That was refurbished. Crank, that was refurbished. Cam gear. You know what? I'm gonna leave that in there. That's still in good shape. Okay, what engines here do we have that's already built? We got this one that's a partial. I don't think this one, this car has a swap for this one, and I don't think. It might have for the Hemi, though. Yeah, let me look at that real quick. What kind of swaps does this car have, just out of curiosity? This one has... Yep, definitely the 6-pack, the 440 Magnums. So not that other one that I have built. So just the Hemis that we could put in here if we wanted to. I'm not going to do that, though. Just kind of curious. Alright, so anyway, it looks like we do need some pistons. So let's go to this store. Get some pea stones. We just need 8 of these. So I had some rings that we can use in the warehouse. Let's get these installed. Okay, bottom end's done. Okay, I think that engine build is good. Alright, let me make sure I don't have anything left over that I shouldn't. Toasty! Just a little bit. At least for Hobbit it was anyway. We had one yellow. Yeah, we're just gonna scrap that. We will just scrap that. Yep, so we got these for the leaf springs. Starter, we already got that refurbished. Yeah, we're in good shape. Good deal. Alright, let's get this pulled off. God dang it. Yank that sucker off there, you piece of crap. There we go. Thank you. Alright, let's get this put back in the car. Gotta bring this down. Open the hood. We got most of the preliminary stuff done in the engine bay, so that's good. Get our crane. Get that engine in there. Yep, so 51% on the cam gear. We're 90% for the engine. That's not bad. Not bad, considering some of the used parts that we use in it. Yeah. Not in bad shape. Be a nice little fixer-upper just as far as for somebody that once they buy it. Alright, let's put that in anyway. Cool. Let's go ahead and put this back. And let's get the bottom in. Now we'll go as far as just putting the transmission in. I'm gonna leave the drive shaft off because we still gotta work on the rear end. Still gotta work on that rear end, so do transmission, starter and all that. Let's work on the rear end. You know what? I'm gonna actually work on these front tires here. Let's get the front tires done. Gotta keep them separated. Yeah, let's get these on the front end. At least we'll have the front end completely done up now. So we had 555 when we started on this thing. We're down to 547, so we don't even have 10,000 into it. We only got like 8,000 into it. 8,000 credits into this car so far. That's not too shabby. That's including welding the frame in that too. Okay, so let's do mount on these tires. Who's farting in my oh, you coming in here stinking on my channel? What's going on there, Toyota? What's happening there? On October 8th, you will not be here. Ooh. Got some more important places to be there, Mr. Batman? You don't have to say if you don't want to. But making sure I didn't miss anything there. So we got, let's get our rear end back in here. That's refurbished. So it's on the right arm this time. Okay, so we got our new shocks. Bolt that up. Okay, brand new shocks. Got our leaf springs refurbished. Got our plates in. Those are also refurbished. U-bolts. All refurbished. Strap that around the axle. Get our knuckle on. Let's work on this side a little bit. Let's not get too carried away on one side. Let's do this knuckle. That leaf spring. Alright, and then we'll get this plate on. A lot of times I always miss putting these U-bolts on. I guess at first I get too far ahead of myself. Let's get all these U-bolts on. The leaf spring's all nice and strapped to the deal there. Sweet. Alright, now let's do those brand new small rubber bushings that we already had in our inventory. So we bought the two new ones. We already had the other two. I bought too many because as far as when we did the one flip last time. It happens. Left one in July. Yeah, I do remember that. Alright, now we can go back and plate. Drive axle. Wheel cylinder. So we got those both refurbished. We got our shoes refurbished. We remachined our drums. Okay, it's ready for tire. We're not ready for tire yet. Not just yet. Gotta get some new rubber for that. So drive axle. Bolt that in. Wheel cylinder. Shoes refurbished. And our drums remachined. Good deal. Alright. So that's all that. Cool. Now let's deal with our tires. Alrighty then. Go ahead and put those on the back. We're ready for tires. This will be a pretty cool little bandit, I guess, as far as once we're done here. Alright, let's get the exhaust replaced. That'll be the next task at hand. So, where's that exhaust at? Got the fuel pump yet? Got the drive shaft. Okay. Where'd that exhaust? They're right there. Need two of those. Nothing in the warehouse, so we'll get two new ones of these. Okay, let's see what else we need here. what else do we need here? We need our middle mufflers. I know I don't have any of those. Nope, we'll get 2 new ones of those. And then these 2 pipes, I don't have those either, I don't think. So front exhaust pipe, OHVB. Let's go check in the warehouse here real quick. OHVB. Front exhaust pipes, that's going to be... OHVB. Whoops, going to go in here. So I got an OHV, but I don't have an OHVB. Yep, so these probably aren't going to fit. Kind of curious though, let me see. If they're not, we can always put those back. I think it has to be an OHVB. Let's take a look here. So if they don't fit, we'll just put them back. Part mount. Nope, so the only one we have is those. Okay, so those don't fit. We're gonna have to get new ones. No problem. Get 2 new ones of these. It was worth a shot. Okay, so that's spent. So that exhaust is all done. Let's go drive shaft. All right. Cool. I think we are done on the bottom end of this car. Nope. I take that back. So we got to do fuel pump. Actually, we need to probably replace this tank. So that tank's not refurbishable, not repairable. Where'd that fuel tank at? Oh shoot, where'd the fuel tank go? Got a lot of scrap stuff, that's for sure. Fuel tank is right there, yep. So we need a new one of those. We already got the pump, so we're good on that. This need the tank. Thank you very much. We already got the pump. There we go. That should be all good to go. Beautiful. Alright, now let's get this down. Now, I already did all the fuses and all that good stuff. Definitely need to get some motor honey in it. Let's do that. Try that out. So I already got the spark plugs in there. I got the wires. Should be good. Alrighty, cool. Nice, we didn't miss anything. Oh, the right one is something else? Yeah, what did we say? We got this engine at 90%. So in total, I guess as far as based on some of the used parts that we did use on it, this is not... That's not the right readout. So we should have yellow parts in here. What is that giving me for a readout? That's weird. Yeah, I feel like that was giving me the wrong readout. Let's do a fuel pressure test. Yeah, that was definitely not the right readout. I'm gonna try and read that again. Yeah, that one should be fine. Let me jump out of this. I'm gonna do this compression test here again. That should show. Good deal. That's all the tests we need to do. Sweet. Alright, let's get this outside. And make sure she starts. Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought I did have that out there. Just want to make sure. But I just swapped those, that's fine. So let's make sure she starts. Cheers, it's still in really good shape, so I'm gonna probably leave that the way it is. Fires right up. Nice. Alrighty then, let's go take this over to... What are we missing? We're missing that fluid, so I'm missing the reservoir itself. Okay, so where was that reservoir anyway? Where is that thing at? So let's do... Where's that? Oh, it's right there. Okay, so we need one of those. That's kind of funny that you can't drive it, I guess, as far as without that reservoir. I guess maybe it's... so it's taken into account, I guess, as far as you get bugs on your windshield, you can't clean them off. That must be what it's doing. Alright, so let's do this. That'd be funny if that's what it said. It's like you're unable to clean the bugs off your windshield because you don't have a windshield washer reservoir. That'd be funny. It did say that. Alright, so let's get some fluid in there. You'll know on October 8 what it is. I gotcha. So that's what you're going in there for, I guess, as far as to check and see what's going on with their radar. Yeah, I'll definitely have to let us know. Alrighty then, let's see if it'll let us drive it now. Alrighty then, looks like it will let us take it to the test track. Let's see what this can do. Let's see what it can do. Handle's nice. Gearing's a little bit screwy, but handle's nice. Yeah, she handles really nice. Bloop. There we go. And let's see what we got here. See if it does give us a good, a proper readout, I guess, as far as on this. Alright, let's see what we ended up with here. So we got 73% in the clutch plate. We knew that. It's kind of a bummer it does cut some of this off here. But, yeah, so anything that was yellow was just that pressure plate. That sounds about right. Okay. Black bars will go away here in a second. There we go. Nice. So I think we're pretty much done. I think we forgot to put the license plate on the front. Put that back on. Cool, that should add a little bit more value. Alright, how much are we, how's this thing worth now? So let's see, we got everything in the green, I guess, as far as the condition. That's not bad. So we did end up getting it for a little more than 20,000. And we are now worth 62. So with a 41,000 profit. So we doubled our money, basically. That's not bad. That's pretty stinking cool, I guess, as far as that. We more than doubled our money, I guess, as far as on that car. Let's go ahead and sell it. Let's go ahead and sell it. With that being said, whoop, someone's going to be the happy owner of that Pontiac Firebird, also known as the Bandit. Now we've got some scrapping to do. We've got some scrap parts. Yep. After using about 3,800 of our scrap points, I guess, as far as to boost up our old school inspired Camaro. Getting that last minute webcam time in there. Yeah. Hopefully you'll join in on the raid. And if not, hope you all have a marvelous rest of your Monday. And we'll be doing some trucking here tomorrow here on the channel. See y'all later. Bye for now.